We'll talk about like where the name comes from and stuff.
Okay. It's recording already, so.
All right, so you go ahead, introduce yourself, and I'll go.
You can't make that noise.
How about that noise?
So hi everyone. This is welcome to the first.
No, say.
VWDOV.
I'll say that shit. Say your name.
Just say.
Say hi, it's Miguel, and I'll say hey, Jigga, and I'll say hey, we're this and that.
All right. Ready? Hi everyone. My name is Miguel.
Hey, I'm Jacob, and we're the VWDOV. This is our first video. Fuck.
You fucked it up.
I fucked
we
it
are
up.
not the VWDOV.
I know.
It says.
I know. This is our first video.
Hi, my name is Miguel. This is Jake.
Yeah.
This is Jacob.
Yeah.
And welcome to the very first.
Video.
VWDOV.
Video. Okay. Video. Yeah. Okay. Do it again.
That's simple.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Miguel.
Hey, I'm Jacob. Welcome to our first video. Fuck. Hold on. Say it again. No, to me. Like, what were we supposed to say?
Hi, my name is Miguel.
Yeah, Jacob.
And this is Jacob. Welcome to the first VWDOV video.
Yeah, welcome to the first video. Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, let's do it again. Yeah.
Hi everyone. My name is Miguel.
Hi, I'm Jacob, and welcome to the very first VWDOV video.
Yeah. Okay, carry on.
All right. So, VWDOV basically, it stands for Vintage Water-Cooled Drivers of Vancouver. And it's a group that you and I created in 2020. I almost said 2000, but 2020.
2020, early 2020.
Yeah, so it's been about coming on to 4 years now. And, getting into the reason why we started it, I was thinking about it the other day, and I couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was, but I do recall a couple of things. I recall that we had done a few cruises, maybe a year or so before that.
Right.
With just a few guys.
Typically on your birthday.
Was it? Yeah.
Typically
we did a couple.
Yeah.
And, with 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. No schedule, just kind of when there was time, whatever, sporadically. And then people started asking me. They would call me and message me, hey, when's next cruise?
That's right.
And we weren't really doing them. We just did a few, and it kind of triggered something, and we realized, this might be something that we can actually put a bit of effort into rather than just call each other and just drive. Rather than just drive, we could actually, put some effort into planning and mapping good routes and doing organized drives like we used to do back in the day, right? I remember when I got into this scene, this community when I was a teenager, we used to go on these big cruises and they were fantastic. So, we thought we could maybe bring that back, and we did. So that was kind of without being able to pinpoint exact kind of light bulb moment, that kind of, on my end, that's kind of where it comes from. Is the origins on your end?
Well, it's kind of the same. We went on a couple cruises for your birthday.
Yeah.
And there weren't really any cruises locally except for the one big one.
Yeah.
So we decided, let's get a bunch of guys together. And
girls are allowed too. Girls are allowed too.
People. Got a bunch of people together, and it was either at the end of 2019 or the end of 2020.
Yeah.
We tried our very first one.
That was end of summer 2020 was when you did that first one. I for whatever reason wasn't able to make it.
It might have even been September.
It was.
Yeah, you couldn't make it,
I
but
can't remember
you
why.
went on the initial cruise to scout the route.
Yeah.
And then you didn't actually make it on the cruise, which is fine because you still got to experience the cruise the first time around.
Well, both of us have been on every single cruise. I mean, that first one, I didn't make, but subsequent to that one, we've both been to every single
That's
one,
right.
of course.
We better be.
Well, no, of course, you have to be.
We created it, right? So,
Yeah.
But it was a hit, and from there we just decided, hey, let's be a little bit more organized and make the Facebook page. And what do we name the page? So we threw some ideas around, and originally it wasn't called VWDOV from the beginning. It was called,
Maybe not.
actually called something else.
Similar, though. It was similar.
I can't remember what it was, but then we decided to rename it to It was called VWVW.
That sucks.
I know, but that's what it was called. It was vintage,
Something.
water-cooled.
But this was like
Volkswagen,
very short-lived.
VWVW, and then there was something else.
Oh,
But
yeah,
anyway,
there was something else.
That's right.
But it was very short-lived.
It was like a month or two. And
Yeah.
then we decided, okay, let's do VWDOV, which
is a fantastic name, yeah.
It is a fantastic name because it's also a salute to the original DOV.
Yeah.
But ours stands for Vintage Water-Cooled Drivers of Vancouver.
Yeah, so of course, for people who don't know, or who when you weren't around, you know, I'm 38, but when I was 18 years old, I joined the first, I guess, it wouldn't be a group because it was a forum back in those days, but it wasn't even the first one. There were other like iterations before. There was mailing list before and other stuff that I wasn't part of, but the first group that I joined was VWDOV.ca, which was Volkswagen Drivers of Vancouver. And
would that not have been the first local water-cooled one?
that would have been the first forum, but there was other stuff before that.
Okay.
There's been car clubs, Volkswagen clubs in BC and in Vancouver, like going back to the 70s at least.
Okay.
I mean, with air-cooled stuff and everything else. But for me, that was kind of a big one. That thing is kind of like the origin back. Kind of you can trace Dubbers back to that. Yep. That's kind of where that all began. And yeah, it was a fantastic group. I remember joining it. It actually was created in 2003. So when I joined it in 2003, it was near the beginning, and yeah, it was huge. Like, I mean, you know, like there was great events and tons of community and lots of good cruises and meets, and you know, we met tons of people and that we can get into all that stuff later. So
I thought it was actually around earlier than 2003.
I think
I joined around 2003, 2004, and I just, for whatever reason, I thought it was around for a while.
It might have.
It was big. By the time I got onto it, it was pretty big.
It was big because that's all there was, right? It might have been 2002. There was no Facebook back then. Like that was it. Yeah. There was no Instagram. There was no other like social media.
DOV and Vortex.
Yeah, Vortex. But as far as local, like this is it, right? So you know, and the cool thing was, it wasn't necessarily like Volkswagen enthusiasts. It was like anybody who drove a Volkswagen. So basically, like just random people who drove Volkswagens would get in there. So you'd have like such a wide variety of personalities. Because it wasn't just people who were like nerdy about Volkswagens. It was like a guy who just bought a new GTI, and you know, there would be like, and it was great because it would be like, it wasn't just like Volkswagen conversations that would take place. It'd be like, you know, news of the day or just any topic, and people discuss it, right? It just anything could be discussed. It was interesting. So it grew really big, and it became like a pretty tight-knit group. Like, I mean, I met you in that era, and then tons of other people who of course I still call my close friends. But yeah, I mean, throwing it back to that I would call that like a golden era. So we kind of threw the name back to that golden era because it's got roots to the area, right? And calling it, you know, Vintage Water-Cooled Drivers of Vancouver there's also a purpose for that name, is because, you know, we don't want to make this like a BC-wide Facebook group, because that's where we kind of started with, and now we're kind of...
That's what our name was originally. It had BC incorporated into it.
Yeah, but now we're like maybe going to go, you know, beyond the original idea, which was just to form this Facebook group for the purpose of creating cruises and keeping it private so that we could keep the quality in check. So not quality of cars. We want anybody to come. We don't care what your car looks like. I don't care if it's clean or dirty or it's got
quality
mismatched
over
wheels.
Quantity. That's right.
But quality as far as like people who are actually going to show up. You know,
right.
We don't need a group with 500 people in it and have 16 to show up. We're happy to have 40 or 50 members and have 16 to show up. So we wanted to keep it small for that purpose, that, you know, people who actually are participating would be in it. Also, not to take away from other groups that exist like Dubbers, because we don't need two of the same thing. We're just trying to cater to people who have vintage VWs from 1975 to 1999. It was originally until 1993. We've raised it up to 1999 now.
99 or 98?
99. 99 and a half is Mark IVs. So there's lots of Mark IIIs that are still 99s.
Right, okay.
So yeah, so, we want to cater to those cars and get those cars out and driving, because there's so many guys out there who have these cars and just don't get out in them enough. I remember you told me a story last year where you reached out to somebody about joining the group, and he told you that this is amazing. He was actually considering selling his car.
Oh, it was the other way. He actually listed the car up for sale on Facebook. And I've talked to him many times. I won't mention his name just in case, but he had a really nice GTI, and it was for sale all of a sudden. And the price wasn't too bad. Very modified car. And I messaged like, hey, what's going on? Why are you selling this? Like, last time we spoke, you loved this car, et cetera, et cetera. He's like, well, I don't use it. My son's not into the car, so it's just, it's kind of just getting in the way. It just sits there. It's like, okay, well, what if you join our group? We do four cruises a year. And he was like super interested, and we ended up talking for another half an hour to an hour. He immediately took the ad down, and he showed up the very next cruise, which was in a week or two after our conversation. And he showed nothing but gratitude that I had told him to join our group, and that this existed, and he still has the car.
Yeah, he took the ad down, like you said, right? Yeah. So, and that's kind of what it's all about, because if there's no community, then the enthusiasm kind of wanes and disappears, right? Like, and that's kind of like why I love these cars so much, is also because of just like the community that existed back when we were younger. And we took part in a lot of that kind of stuff, like cruises, and just it was just a really good atmosphere at the time, and it's kind of started to wane, right? And now a lot of people have moved on to other things. People who put cruises on before, and it's just there's no events anymore locally, other than the one big show and the
coffee meets.
Yeah, a couple cruises that happen throughout the year, but nothing really. How do I say it? Just people don't show up. People just don't show up. So
also, this is kind of a very early weekend, kind of an hour and a half. It's very low maintenance. It's very casual. You don't even have to clean your car. You just show up, make sure you have enough fuel for the drive, and that's it. It's there's no show component. There really isn't a discussion like a chat on the Facebook page.
Not much.
It's just, hey, here's the 4 cruises, and we announce them ahead of time, and we try to mix it up, and we try to find a new route every year, like one new route to add every year, and then we just keep cycling them.
It's funny that you say they're low maintenance hour and a half cruises, because that was the idea. But we've added a couple of ones that actually end up taking the whole morning and afternoon, which is fine.
Yes, yeah. But I mean that happens, right?
No, of course.
Some cruises should be a little bit longer than others, but
it's funny because even our one of our long cruises, which is out to Harrison, ends up taking it does take, your day's done basically. Yeah. You start in the early morning, and by the time you get out there, and then we do the lunch, and it's 2:00, or you're done. It's basically
that's why I want to keep that one as the final.
But people love that one.
The final one of the year.
Yeah.
There's no pay parking in Harrison.
Yeah.
Everybody finally gets to sit down and have lunch together.
Yeah.
And the Bavarian.
Yeah, the restaurant.
Whatever that restaurant is.
Yeah, the
they
German restaurant.
Accommodate to us. They have tons of tables, and we get to sit together.
But people love that cruise.
They do.
I've had a lot of people.
Season ender.
Yeah. I've had a lot of people reach out to me and say that cruise they really enjoy, and it's a good drive. So I mean, of course they do, right? And I enjoy that one too. So yeah, I mean, the premise at the beginning was we wanted to do short cruises, basically keep it as simple as possible, right? So it was short cruises, alternating Saturdays and Sundays to accommodate people who, either have like family, obligations, or they go to church, or they they work on Saturdays.
That's
so
right.
that way, at least they'd be able to come out to something, right? So basically, like we said at the beginning, like to stay in the group, you have to come to one cruise a year, right? Because if you can't come to one cruise a year, then there's just no point being in the group because it's for cruising, right? So we try to make it as easy as possible, low cost, which there's none.
Fuel.
Well, no, of course, but it's free.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday alternating, tons of notice. Try to keep them short. Try to keep them.
And space them a month and a half apart.
Oh
too.
yeah, and also all over the city, right? So we'll do them anywhere from Maple Ridge to Harrison. We're going now. Our first cruise of the year is going to be this weekend, and we're going to Water-Cooled from North Vancouver, and then we do them all over town, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try to make it as accommodating as possible to get people to come out, right? Because if you make it easy, then it's more likely you'll get people out. So that's kind of been from the beginning our plan, just to keep it as super simple as we could, And yeah, so far, I mean, it's been good. People are enjoying it. It's been great. We're getting lots of requests for people who want to join, and I feel like it's going to be a busy year. I think we're going to get a lot of cars out this year.
Mm-hmm.
So
where are we at with group members right now? 50?
60.
60?
And we've got a couple others that we need to add that have been
That's
asking.
not bad. That's not bad since 2020. That's when we officially.
Oh,
That's when we officially started.
We could have a ton more. It's just we're not looking for people.
Right.
Everyone's welcome, but we're not actively looking. If somebody wants to join, you're more than welcome to show up, and more than welcome to get on the group, and we'll add you if you have a driving car from 1975 to 1999,
Mm-hmm.
which is also a requirement. You have to have a car because there's no point being in the group if you don't have a car that runs.
Good thing you have enough.
Yeah, I go one runs
If
usually.
it was just the Audi, I'd kick you out.
Yeah, no doubt. There's only one that's running at any given time, right?
Okay. Works for me.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. So that's what it's all about. And we thought we've got some other ideas. I don't want to really spill the beans on anything. Not that we have anything set yet, but it's better to what's the word? It's better to over deliver than over promise, right? So we'll promise nothing and hopefully deliver something. And this is kind of another evolution to this channel. I mean, we're not going to just be sitting around here in your garage shooting the shit every time. We've got some cool stuff planned. We're going to show you some cool cars. We're going to talk to some people, and yeah, there'll be some good content coming at a specific,
non-scheduled.
non-scheduled,
It'll just
sporadic,
come out of the blue.
when we have time, when we can, and yeah, that's about it.
Low production, no frills.
Yep.
Just like this.
Exactly. Well, hopefully better. We'll have some. We'll show some cars.
Okay.
So that'll be fun. So, yeah, that's about it. Next episode or video, we'll be discussing that thing.
Yeah, I guess we could. Yeah, it could be the very first one.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, looking forward to shooting that video when the rain stops, and once you get your foam and your jacket and your boxes and your
every car in a
shit
garage.
off
Every car in a garage becomes a storage, a table.
all your stuff off of it, so we can actually see the car.
Yeah.
And we'll shoot it, and then we'll talk about it and what it is and what makes it special and your story with it, and we'll do more of that kind of stuff. So yeah, so follow along, and hopefully we'll get better at this, and we'll show you guys some cool local content. All right.
Anything else to add to that?
Yeah,
I guess that's about it.
I think that's good for now.
Like I said, we do the 4 cruises a year. Maybe we'll add a wild card in there eventually. See if we can add a cruise to the States, maybe.
I've wanted
something like that.
I've wanted to add some
or to the island.
Yeah, I've wanted to add some. Right. Well, we both talked about this.
Or even to the interior, because
I know.
We go down to the States all the time. We'll go as far as past Portland.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, every
for
year.
Pacific Waterline.
Every year,
but we never ever go to the interior for anything with our old cars.
No.
Yeah, we'll gladly drive 6 hours down to Oregon.
Well, that's because we do this, right? But the thing is, as we know, it's very difficult to get people to commit to stuff, and especially something long like that, right?
Right.
So,
But the way I see it, even if we only get 5-6 guys,
Sure.
5-6 cars,
yeah,
that's already a lot.
No, it is, but I mean, that's the thing. As long as, it'd be great to plan some longer cruises, longer drives, but it's something we'd have to really,
Well, something
Figure out-
we'll organize.
figure out. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. See you at the next one, I guess.
Soon.
Okay.
All right, let's see what it looks like.